if you're a university student, you need an environment that is conducive for studies, but also your basic needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as you know, the right to food and all of those, they have to be made so that your level of concentration is on the knowledge that is being taught, not on where is my next meal going to come from, where am I going to sleep, and etc. So if we do not support our students, we're not going to have, because of the expensiveness of the education, we're not going to have students to teach, and we will not have jobs. So that's why we were protesting in showing support, that we support them for the free, decolonized, quality education.
But colleagues, I want to urge you that we don't see today's activity, as successful as it is, as an end point. We now have an even greater responsibility to use this mobilization to insert the voice of academics in this crisis. We have to apply our minds, we have to apply our energy, we have to use our resources to help not only Wits, but the entire tertiary sector out of the crisis. So when we march to Jan Smuts, when we convene perhaps afterwards, this can't be the end. We need to find ways of ensuring that our voices are heard, particularly as council meets over the weekend.
In the 22 years that I have served at this university, I have never seen the relationship between students and management / council at a worse level. People are not even talking. There are also divisions emerging among students. Of course, those divisions were always there, but they are being brought into sharp relief. And we have to speak for what we see. Black students who are protesting about funding and white students who are protesting about learning. These are tensions that are ripping us apart. And between us as staff and our students, the gaps are growing. We know that all too well. As Daisy said, it is critical that we transform ourselves as well as telling other people what to do. But we cannot only demand, we must also build. That should, of course, be the primary function of education, to build people, to build citizens, to build the economy, to build security, to create art, buildings, and so much more, to build the future. But we are seeing the steady privatization of our institutions, and the call central to this day of action to save our public universities is critical. Because increasingly, and Wits is at the head of this, every single activity that we undertake is measured not in the good that it creates society, but whether it makes a profit. And we have been driven into this by the continual cost cutting, and we have been driven into this by the capture of Wits Council by business interests.
Would you still continue to support the students even if, say, your own pocket is being affected?
I think, you know, in a struggle, there are casualties, and probably that would be a casualty for us. Factory workers, they normally operate on the notion of no work, no pay. We have a contract, and it will be the prerogative of the university to actually decide what happens with that particular contract, because we have a contract. We are ready to teach, but it is our clientele who must actually sit in class so that we can do our work.